Hello and welcome. You tune into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and this is the show where we take you through all the stocks that are in focus today, either on the back of news flow or on the back of technicals. But first up, let's take a look at how the markets are shaping up. Nifty giving pretty flat moves right now, but holding on to the 23,700 levels. We did manage to hit our 4-week high today, but very, very flat on the Nifty. As far as Nifty Bank is concerned, that's the one where the outperformance is really coming from. It is up 0.6%, up trading with gains of 300 odd points on Nifty Bank. In fact, just look at the PSU basket there. That is up 1.5%. UCO Bank, IOB, Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda, they are all trading with gains of upwards of 3.5%. So banking names, specifically the PSU basket, is really moving up in trade today. There's a lot of action in the broader markets as well. That's outperforming the benchmark indices, especially the small caps. That's up 2%. Most of the constituents are doing well, especially Angel One. That rallied up almost 6.5% after companies, average daily turnover based on the options premium reached 85,000 crores. On the back of that, Angel One is really soaring away in trade. It's up 7% now. Couple of other stocks in focus today. Asian Paints on the back of its Q3 results, and of course the brokerage notes by Goldman Sachs is maintaining a sell rating on Asian Paints. Morgan Stanley remains underweight. On the back of that, Asian Paints is declining in trade. Oil and gas space is also abuzz on the back of multiple brokerage notes and on the back of the triggers coming in on that space as well. So there, BPCL trading with gains of 4.2%. HPCL is up 3%. So that pack is also in focus today. But let's get on board Nagaraj Shetti, who's a technical and derivative research analyst at HDFC Securities, joining us on the technicals. And from our research team, we are joined by Jinay. Hi, good afternoon to both of you. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us. Well, let's get started with all the stocks that are buzzing in trade, that are in focus on the back of technicals. Coming to you, Nagaraj, for that, Jyoti Labs is the name that you picked out for us. In the last 1 year to 6 odd months, this counter has been in a corrective phase. Nagaraj, but in the last 1 month, I can see it has given good moves of 8 odd %. Do you see a breakout coming here?
Hi, good afternoon, Ankita. Can you please repeat the stock name? I wasn't able to hear that.
Nagaraj, I mentioned Jyoti Labs is the name that you have picked out for us. Yes, so
yes.
It's given good moves in the last 1 month after a long corrective phase. Do you see a breakout on the charts for this one?
Yeah, obviously, the chart pattern is looking positive for the Jyoti Lab. Recently, it has shifted into a downward correction and later on a range-bound action. Currently, moving above the range movement around the 420, 418 levels. The whole chart pattern is looking positive. I'm expecting a decisive upside breakout of this 420 odd levels. And the next upside resistance to be watched is around 460.
All right, bullish trend for Jyoti Labs there. But moving on to another counter that is doing pretty well for itself, and that's RVNL. That's jumped over 2% after the company announced that it has received the letter of acceptance, LOA, for a project worth 404 crore rupees from the East Coast Railway. The LOA is a part of the Korat-Singapore Road doubling project, which includes the execution of 27 major bridges and earthwork in formation of approaches, protection works, and other miscellaneous works. That's between Tikri and the Balungasumka station in Odisha. Now, RVNL has been tasked to complete this project within a period of 30 months. On the back of this big order win, RVNL is in focus today. It has currently given up those morning gains, but nonetheless trading with gains of 1.5% right now. Coming to you, Nagaraj, then CDSL is the name that you've picked out for us on the charts. Tell us, CDSL, how do you see it panning out on the charts? It has been in a corrective phase. It has been consolidating in the last 1 month. Good moves coming in today. It's up almost more than 4.5%. Tell us what are the levels that you're penciling in for CDSL?
Yeah, last couple of months downward correction in the CDSL seems to be completing as the market is as the stock price is showing some convincing pattern building formation at the lower levels. I'm expecting important bottom reversal pattern is building up in CDSL around 1240L, 1250 levels, and currently showing upside breakout of the smaller consolidation. I think the overall chart pattern is looking positive. Upside momentum is likely to continue for the stocks in the near term, and the next overhead resistance to be watched is around 146070 levels in the next 1 month.
All right, those are levels for CDSL. But coming to you, Jinay, the entire oil and gas space, like I mentioned, is in focus today. And you've picked out IGL for us. A couple of brokerage notes that have come out. Tell us, what is this note by CLSA talking about as far as IGL is concerned?
Well, yes, IGL is buzzing out today. If you look at the note by CLSA, they have given outperformance rating with a target price of 220. Now, what they believe is that IGL has not increased their CNG gas prices in Delhi over 3 months since there was a cut in allocation of cheap domestic gases. And while we see their competitors such as MGL and Gujarat Gas, they've already taken a price hike of ranging from 2 to 4%. Now, CLSA believes that after Delhi election, the window opens for IGL to raise their CNG prices by about 4% to meet the management guidance of rupees 7 to 8 SCM of unit EBITDA. They also believe that a potential price hike with continuous volume growth should be a key trigger for and re-rating counter for IGL, and that is why we are seeing a positive stock reaction today, currently trading about 5.5%.
All right, that's IGL up and away 5.5% on the back of that note by CLSA. But the most important thing of the day is perhaps the Delhi elections that are in focus today. Delhi votes in a fiercely contested assembly election, with the ruling AAP aiming to secure a third consecutive term against the BJP, which hopes to dethrone the incumbent, and the Congress looking for a resurgence in the national capital. Well, our correspondent Aishwarya Patil is on ground speaking with some of the most prominent personalities about the issues that are faced by the voters, that's on their mind. Let's go across and listen in to what they had to say.
There are many things as a voter, as a citizen of Delhi we want. It's the capital of our country. So we definitely need the roads to be a lot better, in better condition. I think the pollution control would also help us a lot. And just faster development. I think more opportunities for our kids to play outside, to be more around. So that's what we're looking for, a healthy lifestyle, a better standard of living. And I think it's the capital city of one of the fastest growing countries, one of the best countries of the world. So we really need good improvement to come.
Right. For the common man, the middle class, freebies have been given. But anything else you would like to highlight from a corporate perspective, from India Inc., who stay in Delhi? Any sort of business-related issues that you would like to highlight, and that you think after this election they might be able to hold some progress on that?
Not specific to business, but I just said as a citizen of the city, I think a lot of improvement can come.
Any policies specifically?
Not particularly, but I think the budget has been a good budget. It's putting more push on consumption, and that's good for the whole country in general. And I think all businesses will benefit through that as well.
First thing is air quality, because I have 3 grandkids, तो वो बाहर ही नहीं जा पा रहे हैं, स्कूल बंद हो जाते हैं, तो एयर क्वालिटी improve करना सबसे important.
And your experience as a voter at the polling booths, everything was perfectly fine.
Superb. Just 5-minute waiting was superb. Everything was worked out like a clockwork.
And well, the battle for Delhi begins. We did see Arvind Kejriwal also going in for the polls there. Air quality being one of the major issues that the Delhiites are facing. But with that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the stocks that are in focus today. Welcome back. You're tuned into Market Fatafat, where we are taking you through all the stocks that are in focus today. Let's resume then. Nagaraj, Jinay, hi, they both have joined us. Nagaraj, coming to you then on the technicals. You've picked out Canara Bank for us. Look at the entire PSU basket. In fact, PSU banks are, completely perked up in trade as of today. In fact, Canara Bank is also up almost 4% in trade. But in the last 6 odd months, this has been in a corrective phase, as I can see on the charts. Tell us, what are the levels that you're penciling in for Canara Bank? Time for a reversal?
Yeah, it's a time for a reversal. PSU banking sector itself is reversing from the lower levels. I think the Canara Bank is likely to move up further. Higher bottom formation has been formed. Volume has started to expand during upside momentum from the lower levels, and even RSI is also showing positive indications. So more upside is likely, and the 105 is going to be the next hurdle to be watched for the stocks in the next couple of weeks.
All right, that's Canara Bank. Nagaraj sees a reversal in the PSU basket. But let's talk about Titan, an earnings candidate that's in focus today on the back of its earnings. If you look at the scorecard, the revenue was largely in line. However, there was a miss on PAT, EBITDA and the margin for about Titan, if you look at the results, the revenue saw an uptick of 23% on a year-on-year basis. The EBITDA was up 3.6%, even though it did not manage to beat the street expectations. PAT was down 4.8% on a year-on-year basis. A couple of brokerage notes there. Morgan Stanley is maintaining an overweight call, and the target price is 3,876 rupees per share. They feel that quarter 3 was a slight miss on the jewelry margin. Carat lane margins, though, rose sharply. The domestic jewelry revenues grew 26% on a year-on-year basis, and they also feel that the watches revenue rose 14% on a year-on-year basis, with analog watches also up 20%, which was a positive. Goldman Sachs maintains a buy with the target price of 3,900 rupees. They feel that the jewelry margin was ahead of the estimate. Strong jewelry revenue growth momentum is likely to sustain in the future. They also see wedding-related jewelry purchases strong for quarter 3. They feel that the studded acceleration is likely to ease all the concern, all the LGD, and on the back of that, Goldman Sachs is maintaining a buy on Titan. Macquarie is maintaining an outperform rating with the target price of 4,150 on Titan. But with that, let's go across to the other stock that is in focus today. That was Titan, of course, on the back of the results that came in. Let's move on to Jinnah. I'll come to you. Tell us, you have picked out a stock for us. Tell us, I'll come with Nagaraj first. Aurobindo Pharma, Nagaraj, tell us why do you have picked out this stock for us? What's penciled in as far as the chart is concerned?
This pharma stock has placed at important support levels around 1100 odd levels, and we have seen some sizable upside bounces. Overall chart pattern of the pharma index is also improving, placed at the important support level. I'm expecting a sizable upside bounce in pharma index and the pharma stock like Aaro Pharma as well. So more upside is likely from the near term, and 1265 is going to be the next hurdle to be watched for the stocks in the near term.
All right, that was the last talk for us in Market Fatafat, Aurobindo Pharma. But Nagaraj and Jinnah, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us with all the stocks that are in focus today. That's a wrap on this edition of Market Fatafat. I'll take your leave. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere because market action continues.